Hello, thank you for joining us. This is the meeting point. My name is Victor. This is where we bring you the latest in the African and other minorities communities here in Des Moines, Iowa. And it is my pleasure to speak to someone I have grown to admire, especially because of the remarkable things that she's doing in the African community. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, I introduce my guest on this maiden edition of the Meeting Point interviews, Nancy Mwirotsi. Hello, Nancy.
Hi, Victor. How are you?
Doing?
It's so exciting, right?
Good to see you. Now, Nancy, tell me, who is Nancy Mwirotsi? Give me, in a nutshell, just tell me your history in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, I'm a single mother. Absolutely love that job, but I have also adopted so many other kids that I absolutely love, and I'm very passionate about people, community, refugees, and poverty.
All right, now you have done a lot of initiatives. The one that I want to start with to ask you questions about what motivated you to start is the one that has to do with introducing technology to children, especially in the African community. Tell us about PI 515. What was your inspiration in setting up that initiative?
Actually, first of all, PI 515. P stands for pursuit, I for innovation. So for me, I felt like our kids and students needed to be challenged, and innovation is key, and that's the future. Technology is part of that future. In terms of trying to get kids out of poverty, I figured if we can equip them and prepare them through learning tech skills, we'll be able to transition them from some kind of nothing to maybe a very good job in the future.
Okay. And what would you say, what is your appraisal of the impact of that initiative?
Actually, let me tell you, it's been amazing. It's our second year. We've actually impacted a lot. We have transitioned so many kids to college, and we're so very proud of our students who in total have accumulated over 200,000 in scholarships. And we're also excited about this. Kids are interested in technology. They're building things. What we've done that is very unique outside so many other programs in the city is that we really concentrate on making sure that they're here long term. So we have kids year round. We actually have a project-based curriculum. So by the time they're finishing, they're building something. So they're building apps from scratch and learning a language. They're building websites from scratch and learning a language. And you would actually compare some of those classes to college credit classes. So we want to make sure that by the time our kids and students are leaving and moving on up above and beyond, they can easily be hired, if not at least get into higher education.
Is this just limited to African children of African immigrants, or who is your target with this initiative?
When I first started, we started with African students because that's who I knew. And we've really transitioned that into trying to make sure that we're tapping into this underserved youth. And when I say underserved, diverse youth, I talk in terms of kids who don't have, they're coming from low income homes. So that's my biggest focus right now.
Getting you to sit down to do this interview has been crazy, but I'm glad that yes, we were able to pull it. Now, tell us about this thing that you're doing with women in the African community who are braiding their hair. I mean, what's going on?
I know, this is so exciting. So my daughter, I used to get her hair braided by a lady called Mary. And I remember Mary asking me one time if I could go to school to learn cosmetology so that I could open a braiding shop and she could work there. And I said I couldn't because that was not my calling. And Mary is an amazing woman. She has a number of kids. All she knows was braiding hair. She came from Sudan. She was not educated. So it was very difficult for her to transition into the system. But for her, braiding hair was key. And if she braided hair, she was looking at making actually much more money than even getting employed. So I told her I will work on it. It's been 5 years. We've gone through legislation a few times that didn't work, until we got contacted by Institute of Justice, and they took up a lawsuit. And just to say this, we're dropping the lawsuit because our lovely governor has decided that it should be okay for our women to braid hair without going to cosmetology school. Here's the thing, when you go to cosmetology school, it costs a lot of money, or over maybe $18,000. And if you're not educated, it's going to be very difficult to learn the terminologies and the words. And then also, secondly, hair braiding is natural for us. We grew up braiding grass. So having a woman who cannot speak English to go to school that does not even teach braiding hair in the first place, I thought was just quite not reasonable.
this is in rounding up. I want to ask you, in 2015, you were voted or nominated one of the young people to look out for in the city of Des Moines. Give us, in a nutshell, what do you get out of all the things that you do, and what do you think? What would be your inspirational advice to young people like you who are still trying to get ahead in life, to be where you are or even surpass your achievements?
Wow, thank you. That was actually a shocking moment because it was in the newspaper like Christmas Day. It was like the best Christmas gift ever, being told that you're one of the top 15 people to watch in the city of Des Moines. It was quite an honor. I do believe I'm one of the only African person who's ever graced that paper in that way. It's been interesting for me because I didn't know I was going to get into technology. It just groomed and I got myself there. And now what I've realized is that we do have a great voice because of the work that we do. And how do we use that to impact community? When you talk about the other youth and other young leaders, what I always tell them is always figure out what you're trying to solve and what's the impact that you're going to make towards the community. The thing is this, we come from Africa, we have different challenges, but being here is such a great opportunity. So you have to take advantage of what you have.
Finally, I'd like to ask you, what do you do to relax? You're such a busy person, you're all over the place. If Nancy Mwirotsi is to relax, if she's not the mobilizer, if she's not the community service person, if she's not the go-to non-profit person, what do you do to relax?
Well, believe it or not, I like dancing and I love to travel and I like to read, and I am just passionate about those things. So sometimes I'm very busy, but I also do take advantage of being busy to do things that are relaxing.
All right, I said the last question, but what is the one thing that people will never guess about you? Even if somebody talked about Nancy, and what is that one thing that people will never guess you have done, or or you are capable of doing?
There's a lot of things that I do, especially for young girls, that a lot of people don't know. Because when it comes to fighting for young women, sometimes we have to make sure that we keep as many things as private as we can so that we can transition them to safer and better environments. So I do a lot of that. I don't post it on Facebook. I don't talk about it. But in a year, we help at least 5 girls.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Chocolate.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. We have been speaking with Nancy Mwirotsi, a wonderful friend and a remarkable role model for our young people here in Des Moines and in Iowa. And just want to say that on behalf of the Meeting Point crew, we say congratulations to you on all your achievements, and we are solidly behind you. The African community is, and we look forward to having more conversations like this with you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. There you heard from Nancy Mwirotsi. This is The Meeting Point. Stay with us, and my name is Victor Ayara. Bye-bye.